The Second Wind Sports Media and DMV Boxing Legend would like to introduce to you our new sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, El Paso Mexican Restaurant, located at 6151 Richmond Highway, Alexandria, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we have El Paso Mexican Restaurant. Also, if you're looking to pregame every fight night, amateur or pros, come out to El Paso Restaurant. They will guarantee you a discount. All you have to do is say you that DMV Boxing Legend and the Second Wind Sports Media sent you, you will get a discount. If you're looking for a way to power up your nutrients with a plant-based protein powder, then Raw Vegan Plant-Based Protein is the perfect choice. This vegan protein is packed with essential nutrients to help you stay energized and healthy. With plant-based protein powder becoming increasingly popular amongst health-conscious individuals, it's no surprise that Raw Vegan Plant-Based Proteins has become a leader in the industry. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to increase your daily protein intake, this vegan protein powder can help you reach your goals. Visit rawvegan.com. Again, rawvegan.com.
What the hell was that over Saturday, y'all? Help me understand. Help me. Help. Me and Uncle just had this talk. Me and the guys in the gym just had this talk about Anthony Joshua and him fighting Daniel Dubois. Anthony Joshua was a huge overdog. Like, he was a huge favorite to win. I, the thing that's bothering me about this is that everything I said that could wind up happened exactly the way I said it was. That it unreal. I called it. I want to say like a week before the fight. I said I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Dubois jumps on him early. He's known for his gas tank. He's known to be consistent with his gas tank. If he jumps on him early, stays on him. So Anthony Joshua can't get comfortable, try to pick him apart, and use his experience. Even though technically Daniel Dubois has more experience than him, because of he's been in the gym, I want to say, since 7. AJ didn't come into the gym until 10 years after that, like 17 years old. Understandably. But at the same time, it's like, this kid has been around the block a little more. And I said, like, well, maybe he might jump on him early. And lo and behold, as soon as the bell rung, they barely circled each other, and he jumped right in with a 1-2, clipped him. And we all know what Anthony Joshua, when he's hurt, he's pretty much Frank Bruno 2.0. And that is very foul, what I just said. That was really messed up. I need to do better. Anyways, for people who are watching that do not know, there was a British heavyweight named Frank Bruno that was coming up back in the 80s to the 90s. He fought Tyson twice, one of the first guys that was known to clip Tyson, But the thing is with Frank Bruno was when he first came out, he was like an ox. He was like their Ken Norton. Like, dude, he's so ripped up, strong. And when he hit you, you knew about it. But if you was able to hang in there and hit Frank Bruno, the whole fight changed. Whole fight would change. I'm giving you guys context here. This is the reason why I'm doing this. Frank Bruno used to go look at the highlights. Frank Bruno would get hit, and I swear on everything, go even back in his prime. How Joshua lost a similar fashion like that before he's a bum now. Here's the thing. I was just saying, Mr. Ricky, he's like Frank Bruno 2.0 in a lot of ways. Because if you go back and look at Frank Bruno in his prime, prime Frank Bruno, when he was coming up the ladder, he would turn into a mummy when he would get hit. Like he would get buzzed, he would get hit and just drop his hands and he'd be like in la la land. I mean, literally, you ever seen the cartoons? And I'm not being funny. You ever seen them cartoons where like Bugs Bunny and one of them hit the guy and they do this? Ooh, and like the little stars around their head and they do this. There's clips of when he would get hurt. That would happen to him. And that was a stigma with him for a long time. And I never forget hard work. First time he saw Anthony Joshua in the amateurs, he was watching. He said they'll work with him. They'll work with him. Get to the pros. I said this boy could be. If they work him right, but how he built and how he doesn't mind letting his hands go, he might have a chance of being a decent combination puncher, similar to try to make him throw combinations like Holyfield in a sense. Keep him working, and the next thing you know is you're watching him work. This past weekend, as he kept on going throughout his career, I never forget when he fought Andy Ruiz and when he got hit and he got hurt. And that's when he hurt, he stay hurt. But I said, no. Remember the fight with not Del Boy, Lord Jesus. Hope you don't get mad that I said that. But Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora. You got Del Boy and you got the Werewolf. Werewolf cracked him. Wolf cracked him. I mean, cracked him. And when he cracked him, he had him hurt. And then AJ ran into, once again, which is history repeats itself. Go back and look at when he fought his first big fight. He goes in, and what happens? He gets clipped. You want to rush a guy when he's hurt, knowing that, and I don't understand why. Why is it that these coaches these days aren't teaching these fighters this anymore? I was taught at a very young age, a man is most dangerous when he's hurt. Why? Because he's fighting for two things, either his livelihood to keep the lights turned on, or he's trying to keep the lights turned on so he don't get killed in there. There's one or two ways, one or two things going across his mind at that moment, depending on how badly he hurt or nothing at all. And when he fought Dillian White at the O2, go back and look at that clip. He hurts Dillian, hurts him bad. He was hurt. Dillian was pretty hurt. And when Dillian was hurt, he walks forward. And of course, like I tell young fighters, when you get to a certain level, now you can't just walk to this guy and thump and thump and thump. It don't work like that. I don't care. When now you get higher to this level, now you got these guys that's gonna sit there. They're gonna throw their money shot. They last dish shot to get it. My favorite one was my right uppercut. It helped me out of it. He got me out of trouble 2 separate times. Dillian White rolled and threw a short 6-inch and took his chin. And I swear on everything, if Anthony Joshua wasn't in top shape, he would have felt, because he got hit and you knew he was hurt, because when he got hurt, his leg jerked up and then he wobbled a little bit. Then he went to grab him. And Dillian realized he had him hurt, so Dillian ran and jumped on him. But it was too late. Dillian had too much damage and was too tired. But that's a telltale sign. This is back when I think that fight was for the British Commonwealth, I want to say. Let me double check. It was for the Commonwealth, the British Heavyweight, and the WBC International. Yep. And when that happened, now you fast forward to now, he does the same mistake. But we'll get to that in a second. He then goes on and he fights Andy Ruiz. I'll never forget. Remember, he's supposed to fight Big Baby. We're going to go through this whole thing here. He's supposed to fight Big Baby. So he's supposed to fight Big Baby. We all know what happened with that. And I'll never forget. I go running down the stairs. I said, yo, Anthony Joshua fighting like that. He said, ooh, all right, cool, he fighting. And I said, your boy, you know, the chubby kid that throw a lot. He said, "What?" Andy, they threw him in there with Andy Ruiz on short notice. I said, "Yeah." That's a nah, man. That's a bad pick. That's a bad fight. That's not a good fight. That boy can fight, and that boy can let his hands go. He wound up making a mistake. He slide in, and Lord knows that's exactly what happens. Winds up catching him with a hook when he pulled in, middle exchange, drops him. He runs, jumps on him. Instead of staying here and jumping on him, he runs and goes here and jumps on him. Next thing you know, equilibrium shot. And I wasn't mad at him about that because it's an equilibrium shot. It can happen to any freaking body. Equilibrium shots happen to everybody. And when I explained it to young fighters that when you put on them pro gloves, it's a different ball game. Because even the bummest of the bum can crack. And when you're dealing with when you get used to an amateur glove, for instance, amateur gloves are meant to absorb shock and they're wider. When you put on a pro glove, it's slender. And that pocket that you would have for your 14 ounce, your 16, your 18 when you're sparring, and or when you turn and go into an amateur fight and you have that glove that's blocking this, just enough. Now, that pocket that would have been blocked, you could do everything correctly. And that pocket is still open here or in front. Perfect example, Roy Jones. He did everything right. He countered Antonio Tarver. He brought his hand right here like he was supposed to. But Antonio Tarver, being the guy at the perfect angle, shot it right there in between. So... Oh, man. Hey, Uncle Hope. James Baker, man, legend, man. That guy taught me so much. He helped make me what I am, y'all. I swear. But it makes no sense that nobody corrected that with Anthony Joshua way back when. Because I remember being a little kid and having another little kid, buzzed or whatever. And that was like, you did good. That was fine. But just remember, man, it's most dangerous when he hurt. And he broke it down for me. Fast forward, I watched the Arlie Frazier documentary, right? And they talked about, I think it was it's the first fight, I want to say round 11 or whatever. You heard him when he threw the hook, and Ollie went like this, and he put his hands in, and he threw it up, boom, and he rolled to the ropes. And then Ollie got his legs back, and he started doing all this, like acting like he's hurt. And he said, "Why didn't Joe jump on him?" Joe said, "I was trained. A man is most dangerous when he's hurt. That's how you could get, because he got to get you off of him." Nobody corrected that with Anthony Joshua. And I never forget when he got hurt that fight, that said, he might end up being another Frank Bruno. When he hurt, he stay hurt. And I thought about it because I watched Frank Bruno's documentary and I saw how he would get hurt. And like, God, dog, this dude would be hurt. I mean, he would be hurt, and be hurt for a long extended period of time. I mean, you could tee off on him. And he gets the belt back from Ruiz. But I just, they really worked with him on his legs, which also will come into play later on in this conversation, going into the Dubois fight. But he works his legs, gets the title back, and then he goes and starts playing pick a trainer. And then he winds up losing, some fights that some people felt he should have won or should have been the bigger guy and won. And he got beat off his sheer boxing skill. Okay, cool, we moving on. This thing people got to realize about British fans. It's not like America. You heard me mention Frank Bruno, right? If you are a give it the old go type of guy, you got fans for life in England. They will ride with Chris Eubank when he got old. Nigel Benn up until he was ready to call it. When he was already being one too many wars. Frank Bruno, they cheer loud as hell at Wembley when he beat Oliver McCall. And that was close. They were just happy to see him make it over the hump. When they don't care, they will ride with you to the end. As long as you sitting and you give it the old what for us, we love you. We gonna put money. We gonna put you. They don't care about you just lost or you got 2 or 3 or 4 lost. They don't care about that for real. For real. They really don't. That's the difference. Anthony Joshua goes into this fight, and I said it and I called it, man. Daniel Dubois jump on him early, and when Anthony Joshua he get hurt, he stay hurt. Could be a problem. This could be a big problem. And this man would go out there. You would think a guy that has been known for years of being hurt in sparring, and then you're getting in the ring with a kid that hurt you in sparring way back when he was 16, and you were either I can't remember when I got told this. I'm not sure if Anthony Joshua had already turned or he was getting ready for the Olympics or he had already turned. I can't remember. I think he was already pro, but rumor has it Daniel Dubois sparred him a couple times and he hurt him every time. And you heard that numerous times about, I heard that about a lot of guys. Don't mean nothing. It's about making sure that don't happen under the lights. Who gives a shit? Like, it happens, you know. But you would think, just a notion here, if I wasn't born with a granite chin, so I gotta really make sure I'm in tip top shape and my vision's on point to sustain damage, you would think I don't know, hell, what can I do? I don't know, I could maybe keep my damn hands up all night. You know, just a thought. Ginger ale hitting the night. This dude goes in there, gets clipped early. He doesn't do this and smother this kid, tuck behind his shoulder, and then lock this kid up. Then he wants to play to the crowd. Then you pull straight back with your hands in your chest. I wasn't too mad about that mostly because he thought he was out of the way. He thought the distance was good and the bell was about to ring. But what I always tell people, I tell younger fighters, you can ask any of them Hillcrest guys, I tell them, you never know. You pivot out, you do a beautiful slide or whatever, and you do this. Some guys do this. They'll pivot to the left and they do this. And I'm like, no, reverse, go up, go up. Because Lord knows, dude might go and just leap in with something, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, what the hell he hit me with? Why? And that's exactly how Anthony Joshua was like, what the hell he hit me with? Why am I hurt? Now, he did not see none of that coming. Instead of slowing the pace down, because you know this kid got a gas tank, slow this damn fight down. I would have told him, look, fuck the next 2 rounds. The hell with the next 2-3 rounds. Just move. Get on you, make them find you. Use the ring. You know that ring was tiny for them big dudes, but make them find you. I want that jab pumping. I need it pumping. You understand me? And I need you to bring it back where the hell you got it from. All right? Bring it right back to your cheekbone. Be prepared because this kid's going to throw a right hand. If you need to, you use these gloves all the time. You signed the deal with Leon Gloves. So you wear them all the time. You know what pocket you got with these gloves. Open your damn hand up and block the temple. All right? Let's go. Move. Give away the next 2. Hell with it. Y'all just and hell, you might steal around from him just because you might outbox him the next 2. Who knows? But just slow this pace down because Daniel Dubois knew he was, man, I'm not letting him breathe. I'm not letting him get comfortable. I don't care. And the crazy part was, as high as the pace was and the bricks that was being thrown, Anthony, and as hurt as Anthony Joshua was, when he sat on the stool, he was breathing like this. I was like, oh, okay, all right. And he in shape. But his leg show wasn't. I don't know. I'm not saying it, but that man, my legs look like we all fighters here. Hi, what's up, y'all? Hard work son here. You know, that's his legs look like he been messing with women up on fight week, y'all. Anyone else feel that way? No, maybe. Drop it in the chat. Y'all think so? I don't know. Just to me, he couldn't get his legs were horrible. His lateral movement, oh my god, like the movement that he had against Andrew Ruiz, that was nowhere around in this fight. And I get it, when you're hurt, like I said, he's one of them guys they hurt, kind of takes him a long time to get it together. But at a certain point, he had his wits about him. And his legs were still like he was in cement, like moving in cement. I'm like, what the Like, dude, if you don't move like you did against Andy Ruiz, start pot shotting this boy for the next 2 rounds and settle down, then you slow the pace down and start picking him apart, get this fight the way it's supposed to be at. Can you do that for me, please? That's what I would have told him. I don't know if he got a bunch of kiss asses in this camp. I don't know. I don't know. I do know some. I know a couple of people that are very close to him. I've never heard no such. I've never heard no such thing like that. I've always heard that he's very humble, very still the same guy. Still, that's what I have heard. But when them clips came out, the other he was talking in that corner, sitting on that stool while woozy. Oh, he ain't. Yeah, he's this, he's that, and I'm like, I'm not too sure about that because he done had you buzzed all night. Like, you can't even just say, man, he done had you buzzed multiple times. He done had you boss, like, he done stepped in and had you picking yourself up since round one, trying to get it together. And yet you continue to make these novice mistakes. This is an Olympic gold medalist, ladies and gentlemen. This is an Olympic gold medalist. This is a guy. It's like night and day looking at this guy fight to fight. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense because when you look at the specimen that he is, and you look at how he throws his shots, and then you'll say, man, that boy look good. Man, he look good, man. He coming along. He coming along. Then the next fight, for instance, Dillian White fight, because that was like his first, in my opinion, big test. Like, all right, you got show. That was more of a test than his next few fights. After that, no, all of those were top 15 world title fights. Contender fights, world title fights. When I saw him in the trenches with Klitschko, with Dillian White, I said, oh yeah, he's ready. He's coming along. He's coming along. Then he goes in there. Joseph Parker called the fight Saturday, and Joseph Parker said, me then, compared to me now, I stopped Anthony Joshua. He said that right before they walked out. Right before they walked out. He stops for Vegman. He fights Andy Ruiz. I don't know what we can make about that fight. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I already broke down what happened from beginning to end. Outside the ring, I'm not getting involved in that. Y'all go do your research on your own. Now, we go on to Kubrat Pulev. Beats him. The guy that boxed Andy Ruiz in the rematch was not the guy who boxed Alexander Usyk those 2 times. Was not the guy who boxed Jermaine Franklin. Was not the guy who boxed any of those guys from before that. And it's almost like a decline because then he fights Francis Ngannou, which was to get him a big payday, soft touch. Robert Helenius, a real testament of a strong guy. I always tip my hat to Robert Helenius. He a true consummate pro. But let's move on. Goes on to Daniel Dubois. And you fighting a guy in Daniel Dubois that you have to be on your piece of cues with because take away from his skills, this kid has nothing to lose. He got called a quitter when he could have lost his eye. Like, keeping it all the way real. Could have lost his eye. And he goes in there, coming off of that. Daniel Dubois, when he fought Joe Joyce, everybody had him beating Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce beats him. When Joe Joyce beat him, and I knew something wasn't right with his eye. And I'm like, and then when everything went on, when after they said, if he could have maybe made it to the end, but I don't know if his eye would have. I think that's what the doctor said. And I thought the same thing just looking at it, just from the little that I know. Then Daniel Dubois goes on. He fights Usyk. And then he loses to Usyk, but upstanding throughout. Then he gets in there with Big Baby, stops him. Then he take his last, I want to say 4 fights, he's been the underdog. His last 4 fights, he's been the underdog. He goes in there with Hergovich, bulldozes him, straight bulldozes him. And now you basically telling this kid, if in his mind, he has nothing to lose. Look at how he even, when he fought him, when he finally stops Anthony Joshua and this team wanted to jump on, he was no, like he really, I know Archie Moore probably sitting back watching it proud because he did the same thing. He said, stop. Like he didn't say stop, but he like put his hands like it's fine. Basically saying, we all know what we came here to do. If you jump around like that, it makes it like we didn't believe that we was gonna do it. Let's just relax. I'm just gonna go over here, check on him, make sure he's okay. We're moving on. Tip your hat to a guy like that. Cause now the ball's in his court. And they fought at Wembley, and I think it was 97 or 96,000 people. Yeah. I ain't even check to see what the purses was. I need to. But Lord knows, they gonna make double the money the next fight. That pay-per-view was what, $20? I think I paid $20 on the zone for that. It's gonna be 60 back. It's gonna be 60 back. And the thing that got me was AJ's profiling. I don't know who he was looking at. I don't know who he was trying to profile to out in the crowd. But he goes out there and lands a big right hand and hurts Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois, the thing that was different though, Daniel Dubois was hurt. He was hurt. But look at how the difference between his hurt and Anthony Joshua was hurt throughout the night was when Daniel Dubois got hurt, his eyes was still on Joshua the whole time. Like boom, and then as his legs doing this, his eyes are still on him. I'm still on you. Okay, oh God, all right, I'm still on you. Like I'm hurt. It's still on him. He never took his eye off of him, which kind of could mean his head was clear, was mostly clear, but his legs was gone for that little moment of time before they came back. And once again, to his true self, what does AJ do? He goes running over there. This Bill Ho goes running over there. And I could call, I swear I could call my phone on the phone right now. He could tell you. Soon as he heard him, my girlfriend's watching it with me. Me, my girlfriend, my dad. And I said, no, don't chase him. Like I had money on the line. I said, oh no, don't chase him. Don't chase him. Because I already know what's going to happen. Because of what I was taught. I mean, you can look at British boxing history. There's so many great fights where guys, were hurt. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm forgetting this guy's name right now. Just like his name, because he had one of the biggest highlight knockouts ever in British boxing. They still play it on British boxing TV, where it was his former sparring partner, and it was a bunch of who was also a big power puncher. They finally fight each other, and he hurt him with a body shot. He goes like this, he tucks down, and this man just throwing bricks at his head, and he's trying to roll, and he just that's all she wrote. All she wrote. It's so many testaments in boxing about do not go run. I was always taught don't ever follow a man when he walk, and don't never chase a man when he hurt in the fight game. That's one of the two big lessons I was taught early to not learn a painful lesson. And what does AJ do? He goes over there, and it's like, okay, you go over there. That's fine. You got your man hurt. You've been having a long night, bro. So I get it. You want to get him the fuck out of here. Like, I get it. But at the same time, why on earth would you go after this guy that close? And what did Dad always tell me? What did I hear Tom? What do I hear Nesto say now? What do I hear all these guys? I don't even hear a lot of trainers say. There's a lot of things I don't hear a lot of trainers say anymore. That they should be telling these young fighters. But anywho, that's a story for another damn day. But You sitting there and you moving up this ladder and you fighting up there. You only have 1/10 of a second at that high of a level to make a mistake, or that is your ass. And he ran up there, and y'all and Daniel Dubois knew where he was in the ring. He knew he couldn't move nowhere, and immediately he threw that right hand and corkscrewed it. And when it landed the first time, you would think AJ would go, "Oh, okay, you little all right, I'm gonna measure you. I'm gonna get that, yeah, see, get past this first. Yeah, see this? Get past this first. Get past it. Yeah, make up, and then crack him." No, he goes right back in, and this time when Daniel Dubois threw it, he like when we worked the shield at Hillcrest. You might hit the bag, you might go boom, boom, boom. But when you work the shield, like you suck, you want to feel that shift, that impact. And he stuck that shot all the way through, and it was over. And he tried his damnedest to get up, and his body was like, "No, it ain't happening, bro." I give it to him. His mind and his heart wanted it, but his body was like, "It ain't happening, Shan. We ain't gonna beat this one. We're not gonna happen." And I'm just and Daniel Dubois knew. He knew once it landed and he saw how he fell. Look at Daniel Dubois when he goes. He jumps and runs to the corner. He knew it was over. Anybody in their grandmama knew how he felt right there. Like, yeah, this is over. And even his coach knew it's time to stop it because he's already been hurt enough. And this one was the most devastating one of all. And I gotta protect this kid. Yeah, I gotta, he ran in the ring. He already threw the towel, but he ran in the ring and pushed the referee out the way and grabbed his face. Like a good coach that he is. He's like a caring coach that he should be. It's like I got you, kid. It's all right. It's enough. We're gonna go home. You did good. It's called a night. We can do this again another time. But his legs, his fundamentals was non-existent. His legs looked like they were in cement. It looked like he had been messing with women all through fight week. I mean, just ridiculous. He looked like he could not, for the life of him, get it together. But yet, he knew more than anyone else. And is a simple 1-2 could have really solved a lot of problems. That's all. A simple 1-2 could have maybe changed the pace of certain things because you already got this kid throwing a lot of big shots. Just simply catching. Never get. If Uncle Hov is still watching this, I always tell this story. I always feel like I had to do everything I was told right there as soon as the bell rang. And I slipped the shot and he said, "Good slip. But why did you do it?" I said, "What I do wrong?" And Uncle Hov, James Baker, but I call him Uncle Hov. He goes, he said, "Sometimes when the bell rang, you gotta do all that. It's good that you can. You gotta do all that right then and there. Pick it, catch it. Pick, catch. Pick. Don't chase the pick. Don't chase it. Keep it right here. Just turn it. Turn it. Boom, 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 boom." As soon as that guy sees and he throws his first few shots and he sees that you're not moving nothing and everything, oh, he's a smart fighter. I just can't set him up for something. And if AJ could have just, in the shape he was in, pick, catch, and shoot something short in between, something could have got there. Something could have landed because of how much Daniel Dubois was shooting. Everything, every shot he threw was hard. So okay, I could get something. I could fire back and land a counter on a counter. I could counter the counter and get mine. But that's this fight game. Real quick, shout out to our sponsors, man. El Paso Route 1, Raw Vegan, Charmed by Shay. Oh, the drop. Shout out to the drop, man, at the harbor. They always show me so much love, man. I stop by this store every chance I get. They always look out for me, always make sure I'm laced up for interviews, laced up for fights and everything. I appreciate them greatly, man. And they also say they want to do fight outfits as well. So if any fighters that are close to me that want to try to deal with them, see if they want to work with them to get a fight outfit done, I could connect that. Go from there, man. But what is next? A rematch? Some people saying that AJ need to hang it up. It's too much money out there for him to hang it up. It's too much. Why would you tell him to hang it up? Why? As much money is out there right now for him. Just off of this fight that he just made, and then he fights the rematch. There is no way that you're gonna tell this guy to call it, nor is he probably going to anyway, whether he should or shouldn't. But in my opinion, there is no way you're gonna convince me that I don't even think he beats Daniel Dubois in a sense. He could, but something tells me he gonna make the same stupid mistake, and Daniel Dubois might beat him worse. He might. He really might. They treated Daniel Dubois like he was the challenger. He was the champ. He was the full IBF champ, and they treated him like he was. Honey boo boo child. I don't understand. I don't get it. But speaking of that, how they treated him, did anybody see the press conference for Dmitry Bivol? Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Nothing about Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Nothing about them. Those are solemn, quiet guys. But there was another guy that was at that press conference who was fighting on that card. Son of a legend. Chris Eubank Jr. had some choice words for the promoters that were there. If you guys go to the Shade Barrel, go hit the clip. You'll see what he said. Matter of fact, let me see. He called them all scumbags. I believe the question was, so what made you want to sign with Boxer? And he said, what made me want to sign with Boxer is, well, all of the promoters are pretty much scumbags. Frank Warren, a scumbag. He's been lying and deceiving his way through the fight game for at least the past 2 decades. You got Eddie Hearn, who has kept me squeezing money out of me the past 2-3 years or something like that, he said. Then he said Frank Smith. He said a few other promoters as well. And Frank Warren. Frank Warren's a gangster. If you guys don't know who Frank Warren is, Frank Warren is in England. He was one of those old ruffians, if you get my drift. He was a soldier. I always tell people, don't get that junk in England confused or because of their nice accents. They get real nasty down there, for real. Like they cross the pond and ain't no shooting for real. They can get guns, but it's they up on you, if you get my drift. If you know what goes on over there, they up close and personal with this. So he made his bones being a underground fight league type of guy. And he was the one, I think, I can't remember exactly who the guy was. I want to say it was the governor. They called him the governor. Everything else right now is off the top of my head. But Frank Warren was doing a lot of underground fights that way. Where back then, an underground fight wasn't looked at how it's looked at today. Back then, it was just looked at as a simple sidewalk scuffle. Oh, he got knocked out. He'll be all right. He'll wake up in a second. So I'm on his way. And he went on and it turned into a license promoted and it turned into bigger gates and bigger gates and bigger gates and Ben Eubank and pretty more other big fights and fighters and and then he got shot. Somebody walked up on him and popped him. And he was in a rough spot, and he said he's seen his shooter a couple times. And the dude, every time the guy see Frank Warren, the dude would do this and like turn and walk away. And then the second time he said he saw me, went and walked away. And he was like, I know who shot me. I'm not gonna say. He knows a few people. We all know who he is, but I'm not gonna. I guess he never retaliated. But this is a guy who his family is feel that they're been around gangsters. Like this fight game is just that. This is one of the most biggest gangster sports you could ever be around. You ain't. It's no big old sanctioning thing. You could have the biggest checker pass ever and come in this sport and make something of yourself with just these and a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, and a lot of this. You'll be fine. You'll be all right. And then you got Eddie Hearn, who his favorite line is, "Yes, I was born with a silver spoon, but I turned it golden." That's his. That's his line. That's his favorite line. But his dad, another, little bit of a rough guy, came up the hard way. And Chris Eubank, we all know, is the son of his namesake, Chris Eubank Sr. And it says a lot that even somebody from his ends is not oblivious or is not he's still gonna have to deal with what even any other fighter would deal with. He didn't get as much special treatment as you would think he would get. He had to take if everything that he said was true, he had to take what was given to him. And that's just how this that's how I mean I could I never forget I was doing an interview with Digital Williams. Hakeem Rockmont Jr. is beside me. And they were, I think Digital Williams asked, I still have it on my page. He asked us about our dads had wanted us to box. And we were like, no, hell no. No. Even Trey Pound, Irvin Trey Pound Fuller, his father. He said, man, my father didn't want me boxing. He wanted me to, he said, I can hang out in the gym, whatever, He didn't want me fighting. Like, he didn't want me doing this. And it's because it's such a dirty sport. As a father, you would think. I said this is my response. I said, because our dads did it for so long and they seen so much that they think of all the miles that they ran in the cold. They think of all them extra, even when they were in great shape, the shots that they didn't take, almost took, the pushing themselves, all these things. And you think, all the shots I took, I want my child not to take none of them. So you don't want them doing it until it's just inevitable. And like, yeah, they got the gift and you just have no other choice because you can't keep them away from it. And you rather be you in the corner to protect them and tell them to shut the hell up because I've been there, done it, I'll handle it. And you have this sport where it is so dirty. This is a dirty sport. It's one of the first things I was like, man, it's a dirty game. And then you take it away from how brutal the game is inside of it. It is so. I never forget Savannah Marshall said this is a dirty, cruddy, nasty sport with really dirty people. And the one that comes out worst out of all of it is the fighter. He's the one that goes broke. He's the one who's, he's the one that takes everything. That has to deal with everything at the end of it all. And how she was thankful about the Furies being in her corner. And you have now Chris Eubank Jr. is 35, And now he's probably facing his own mortality in this fight game. It's like, okay, let me go ahead and get, get these big paydays. I need to get them now before I know my body says it's done. And you think about how dirty this sport is away from the ring. When you get inside them boardrooms, it's things that I would never speak of that were done to some fighters that I know. That were, good guys, real good guys. And that's this sport. Only a few can be like Anthony Joshua, have that lifetime contract, and it's a big ass payday every time he fights. It's Wembley, it's this and that, and I doubt he's ever gonna have anything come in his check that's gonna be like, wait, you told me this, because he's the guy for them. He's the guy for all of England, but really, and he's a heavyweight, so he's the guy. But man, for Chris Eubanks Jr. to say that, sheesh. And he didn't, of course he a fighter. He ain't scared of them. But in a sense, there's a lot of fighters that I know who were some of the most, man, some thorough dudes in this fight game, outside of the ring and in the ring. But when it came to dealing with them dudes in them suits and them pens and that ink, they backed down from it. I done seen, I'll tell this story. I never forget, I had a friend. He looked like he had more money than the promoter. Everybody got on matching outfits, everybody coming out, But he had a situation happen that he didn't particularly like with the, I guess you could say, promoter. And that promoter looked like, he looked poor. Like, but he's a freaking millionaire. Like, but that's just how he looks. That's how he looks. And as he's telling me what is taking place, right? He's telling me what's taking place. And lo and behold, sweet baby James. I said, you gonna go at him with the contract or whatever? Nah, man. That dude gonna have me in litigation forever, bro. Then he gonna put me on the shelf, and then I'm gonna sit for 3 years, bro. I'm 25, man. I'm trying to get this work in now. It was like he knew. It was like, remember when we used to watch wrestling growing up? And yeah, Vince McMahon said, I got you by the balls. That's literally. And that's how it was. And he fought out that contract. And he re-signed with the guy. He re-signed. Yes, he re-signed with the guy. He re-signed with him. He re-signed. Yeah. You'll find that a lot too. Like Ali went back to King, Tyson went back to King. But now, with Turki Al-Sheikh coming out, ain't no telling what's gonna happen with this fight game. Ain't no telling what's coming down the pipe. It could be very good because money here ain't that type of money over there. I knew that before other fighters started telling me. Like, the money over here, what you think is money over here? That ain't money over there. Like, go look at Lil Wayne's interview when he was talking about an incident that happened with him over there. Go look. I'll wait. Like, y'all can go click and come back. But he literally, like, money to us, and even to, Ireland, England, and Canada, Mexico, what, that ain't money over there. I hate to put it like this. I really hate to put it like this. I swear I do. But chump change. Chump change. Someone asked me, what would I do with Anthony Joshua next? I would tell him, don't call me for a week. That's what I would do next. Don't call me for a week. I don't want to hear shit from you for a week. And then when I hear from you next week, all I want to hear is that you're feeling okay, doing better, but nothing about boxing. I don't want to hear about, oh, we gotta go get it. We gotta get that back. We gotta get that money. I don't want to hear none of that. You need to rush right now. Boxing needs to be the last thing on your mind, Shane. The last thing on your mind. And if I had Daniel Dubois, I would tell him the exact same thing. Except for I would say, I don't want to hear nothing from you for a week. Go rest. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Go walk around the city next week. Like, just go take a walk. See how life's different for you. Go to your grocery store. See how life is different for you. You're gonna have your phone ringing a lot. I don't want it to be me. I'll talk to you in a week. You're gonna enjoy this different life. I remember I told that to Jared. And I think I'll be telling that to a few other fighters that I'm close to in a few years. That I'm proud of. That you don't need to hear from me. Knowing the particular fights I'm thinking about, they gonna want me with them. Like, nah, you come on. Nah, man, go. Nah, man, go. You enjoy that. Go get yours. But Daniel Dubois, I'm like, I would tell Daniel Dubois, because afterwards, when we come back, everybody gonna be pulling at you, including the people who doubted you for this fight. Everybody who doubted you, including the promoters who just threw you out there for that. Oh yeah, we can get him a belt. We can get Anthony Joshua belt. Just throw him in there with Anthony. We just throw him in there. We just throw Anthony in there with Dubois. Dubois, he probably stop him. He'll stop Dubois. Dubois gonna put up a good fight though. They all gonna be kissing your hind parts. They're gonna kiss your hind parts. They don't want you to be. You're gonna be the next great thing. You're gonna be in every commercial. You're gonna be in every promotion. That's just how it be, man. That's just how fecal this thing of ours can be. So shallow. This game of ours can be so shallow. But for me, I would really have to talk to Anthony Joshua, be like, dude, what the hell was that? And I need him to be honest. And if he isn't honest with me, if I hear one inkling of a lie, I'm hitting play on the tape. All right, so that's what you say. That it was this or whatever, or it was luck or whatever. All right, cool. Let's hit the tape. Come on, watch this tape with me. What was that? Pause. Like, boom, pause it. What was that? Okay, so it was that, but that whole time, this kid is coming throwing all bricks. He has a gas tank, but your hands in your chest. No? Okay, all right. Press play. Keep it going. And the next thing you know, he throws a mother click. All right, so right there, what was you thinking with your legs, man? Like, what type of move was you thinking of doing with your legs? 'Cause I swear that junk was horrible. Horrible. Horrible how his legs was moving. I'm like, what the hell? I can't get over these guys with their feet, man. I can't. No, it's a particular boxer who takes so much pride in his movement. I can't, for the life of me, figure out what the hell was that. What was that? It's a vac. He had his legs were just, oh my. Like, I swear, I'm like, no, he couldn't have been messing with women. Couldn't have been. Because his breathing is pretty good. His breathing is great. But his legs look like straight poo-poo right now, bro. What the hell is this? What is this? I can't. It's one thing to see a guy lose, but it's another thing to see a guy be a huge overdog favorite and go out like that. And the crazy part is, yes, it's boxing. Anything can happen, especially with heavyweights. But if anybody could fit the bill to F it up, it would have been Anthony Joshua. Because he's had so many fights go that exact way. And Eddie Hearn's face, Eddie Hearn and his team, they face the whole time was like, man, they faces was like, ain't this some bullshit? Man, he's sitting there like, man, ain't this some bullshit? Like, I know you lying right now. Is this really what? Oh shit, I know you back there hitting the buttons and recording. I need you to go see those highlights. I need you and overseas to go look at them highlights. Or the whole fight. I don't give a damn what you pick, but I need y'all to go watch it. Cause I need to know what I was looking at was what I was looking at. Cause that don't make no jab. I don't get these guys to get the first punch you learn is your jab. First punch you learn. You fight your first amateur fight, your trophy you get, it's a jab. Guys like this. Swear to God. His chin is in the air on the fucking trophy. Yeah, like that one right there. Yeah, like one over there. But like it's like this. He like this, but his jab is out there. And yet, how you get all the way to that level and you forget you got a jab? You forget to bring your hands back. Man, you know what? You know what? I am too tired to be stressed like this. I've been up since 7 a.m. in the morning, taking care of other people's lives and family members. I don't have time for this. I do not. I do not. I do not. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot deal with it. The fact, none of this is to take anything away from Daniel Dubois. None of this is to take like to sour his victory or lower it. Nah, kid, it was your night. You put in all the work for that night. I said, as stoic as he looks in the interview, he gonna cry when he get back. He gonna cry in the car. Like once it's over and he look at that butt, he gonna cry. He gonna cry once he gets in his own space. I did it. I shut them all up. I had the crowd in the palm of my hands. And that's no matter what happens in his life, he'll have that moment that could get him through any bad moment. That's what the sport is about. That's what this game can do for certain people. And his sister coming up, Caroline. Oh my God. Shorty be thumping. Shorty be thumping. Wait till you. If y'all have not seen his sister rumble, she's about to fight for the IBO belt next. Yeah, girl can thump. And she knows she can too. And she don't waste no time. She wastes no time. It's like how Daniel Dubois jumped on. She do that to girls. Like just jump right on them. Let's go, Ace, get this thing going. Let's get them singing Sweet Caroline so I could go home. And she get the thumping. Thump, 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 thump. I mean, every shot got at least 60, 70% brick on it. Oh my God. But Eddie Hearn, I saw something else in the news. Devin Haney was at the fight. And I don't know what happened. I still don't know. But something that pissed Eddie Hearn off that Devin did, and he walked past and he had some choice words for you said this in the press. He said, I don't represent you no more. He said, you used to be a good kid. Now look at you, whatever. Was the words that he said to Devin. And I'm like, bro, what do you expect? You talking to a guy. We're finally about to get a boxing game that we haven't gotten in almost 15 years. People have been running back Fight Night forever, like on internet mode, like for the longest. And we're finally about to get a boxing game. All of this tied to Devin Haney. Just listen, stick with me, trust me. So the guy did an interview. The guy who made the game, him and his team did an interview, right? And he said, I'll always sit back and think, why isn't there a boxing game? God, man, we need another boxing game. So he chose to go out and start making one. And it looks beautiful to me because the last time I seen movement like that with the fighters was Knockout Kings 2002. Fight Night didn't even have that type of movement. Like Knockout Kings 2002, you could dance on your toes, you could faint, walk, you know. And Fight Night didn't have that. And now Undisputed has exactly that, where you can faint, walk, boom. Each fighter has a certain style to why they do certain things, right? Cool. And he finally figured out why there hasn't been a boxing game. Why? Because this isn't the NBA. This isn't the NFL. It isn't, boom, at the apex is NFL. And guess what? This house at the apex says the NFL. Then you got the NFLPA. Then you got all the rest of the players. That makes the house, right? All of that is in this one house. Same thing with the NBA. With boxing, there is no house. There's a block there. The fighters build that block. And then at the top where it's the bricks, because it ain't no triangle, it's just a wide open square. It's all the sanctioning bodies, whether it's Canada, whether it's the BBBOC, whether it's the United, whether it's all the states that are with the United States, whether it's the DC Boxing Commission, Maryland Boxing Commission, Virginia Boxing Commission, Illinois State Athletic Commission, New York State Athletic Commission, all of these different commissions, none of them are the United States of Boxing. It's not like the amateurs. It's not. Each one is his own entity, which means each fighter is his own 1099, which is half the reason why a lot of these fighters went and fucked up on their taxes. Because they thought they were a regular working man. Some of them thought they were a regular working man. So they thought, their taxes would be, regular, I guess. But it ain't changed. So each one is a walking business. Sticking with me? Good. Okay, cool. Now, so with that, you want to get Anthony Joshua in the game? You're going to have to pay him directly. But here's the kicker. You want Junior Golden Boy on the game. You want Ernesto Rodriguez on the game. You want Rashid Heyman on the game. You want Irvin Trey Pound Fuller. You want franchise Frankie Scarborough on the game, which I believe will happen in some years to come. You can sit there and I bet you right now where those guys are, they might say, I'll take 100,000 and I'm cool. Right? But that's individual. That 100,000 for him might not be the 100,000. For me, I might take 50. Hey, I'll take 50,000. 20,000 shit, I'll take that. Because I didn't get a chance to turn pro kid. I'll take that. Right? So now you go on. Then you go to James Baker. James Baker wants $500,000. Give James Baker $500,000. Right? Now you go to Sean Bay Mitchell. Sean Bay Mitchell wants 700,000. Now you go pay. All right, cool. You give him that. Basically, you get where I'm going with this. Each person gonna have a different price. Now, where does that go to Devin Haney? Keep sticking with me. So now, let's go a little higher on the ladder, shall we? Then, let's say you want to do Zab Judah. Zab Judah wants $1 million. Now you got to get some active fighters. Got to get some active guys, right? So let's look at the roster on this game. You got Kell Brook, you got Amir Khan's on there, Ryan Garcia's on there, Canelo, Young Canelo, Old Canelo, Young Fury, Old Fury. All these, they're on there. You have to pay those guys on. I'm pretty sure Fury probably wanted a few million. If not a few million, he probably wanted something up front plus a percentage. You don't know. Canelo's on there. You know what Canelo asked for. But then they asked to put Floyd on the game. What did Floyd say? I want 50 million. The fuck? The fudge? Shiitake mushroom? Okay, I can't get over the stupidity of that, bro. I swear I can't. He wanted 50 million. And he's like, the guy, go look at the interview. He says, no. Like, then they had a meeting with Devin Haney. And Devin Haney said it. Go look at Devin Haney's interview. He said, oh, yeah, I told him, that I will be on the game, but I want to be on the cover. Yeah, I want to be on the cover. And so they told me I couldn't be on the cover, so I said I didn't want to be on the game no more. So I just didn't want to do it. Like they can't give me the cover, and then who I am. Like, all right, he didn't say the who I am part, but that's basically what the hell he said in so many words. All right, come on, bro. For real? For real? For real? I mean, man, don't. And the sad part is we live in an era where you can't tell people that they shit stink. I don't know what it is. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'll give y'all an example. You guys always sit there and hear me talk about the Fox family, right? How much they've looked after me, little situations, whatever, right? There was an incident at not Merlin Live. It was at St. Elizabeth. This was St. Elizabeth was just getting built. Like they had just finished building that joint. None of the stuff around it was there. None of it. None of it was there. Just the arena. And Short Dog, my cousin Short Dog was fighting. And funny thing about Short Dog, we trained together for over 10 years and we didn't know we were related until a certain family thing happened. We was like, yeah! but he was fighting and he was fighting this guy. And I said, man, this guy would not fall. Like, he just would not fall. And Troy Fox pulled me to the side. He said, you did good. We were in the dressing room. This is afterwards. He said, you did. I got interviewed again by Digital Williams. He said, you did good. But you gotta make sure no matter what's going on, I don't care if it's a late replacement opponent, whatever, go check that opponent. Because look at the opponent. He been stopped in his 23 of his last 24. So you gotta get him out. Come to find out, Short Dog hands were pretty beat up. So that's mainly the reason why. But you have to know that. And he was like, you gotta make sure you know that. I didn't mind it. I took that as I was okay with that because he wants me to get better. He wants me to do better, and he felt like I could be better. Like my shit stunk a little bit that I didn't check that box right. And Devin Haney I've always given him props, but I'm also gonna tell you, like, bro, are you stupid? Are you tripping? Like, why would you sit there? Are you like you are a high accolade fighter? Not saying you shouldn't have got some type of compensation because you are your entity. You are a walking business. And the people have taken enough from fighters. Decades. Centuries. But because you couldn't get the cover? Because you get the cover. What if they already asked another fighter and that other fighter had already signed off on being the cover? That ain't there for. What if they would have said, "Oh, look, we already gave this fighter the cover, but what we'll do is when you open the game, like, of course, the cover pops up again once you open the game, but once you hit start to open up the play, resume, whatever start, you're the silhouette. You're this. You're that. Like, it's so many ways that could have been fixed and still been compensated. You could have asked for $1 million and get, hey, can I get 10% or can I get 2%? Hell, because this game is gonna, man, this game, I gotta film this. Comes out October 14th, I think. I will be buying it 3 days early. But anyways, and I will be creating myself at my weight class, 135, 6'2". But anyways, you can't sit there and an opportunity that could have been a lot of fighters gonna give me opportunities, and this game is gonna sell. I believe it's gonna sell a hell of a lot of units. And if you could have gotten Out of that $80, 10% of $80 is $8. If you sell 1,000,000 copies, they sell hell 100,000 copies, whatever. That's still some residual income for like you could have easily set up. But you know, I get it. Some guys be feeling like when they feel they at a certain level, they feel like if they can't give nobody no pass over because then they could get taken advantage of. And I get that. I get it. But I don't believe it was that type of party. But Eddie Hearn felt like, like man, basically he's smelling himself too much. And from that went on to that whole thing with Undisputed. So it's been a certain things that's been going on with this kid. And I don't know, man. I don't, because this is not the right sport to be a jackass in. Because you can't talk yourself to no W's in this sport. Me coming from a family that's from the deep south, I will definitely say I have seen people talk themselves into an ass with me a couple times. And he will be basically getting looked at for ass whooping. From this day, only people that will be rooting for him will be his family. And I guess that's a good thing, and it's more money for him for people who want to see him get beat. But this kid, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Cause Lord knows who he gonna fight next. You gonna stay at 40? You say you can't make 35. So you gonna go to 47? Can you punch at 47? You wanna stay at 40? You got Tweezy standing right over there. You gonna stay at 30? You gonna stay at 140? Alright, here go Gary Antoine Russell right over there. Oh God, that's so bad. Hey, Uncle T, I know you over there laughing. That's what I have the reason why I'm laughing, because I just know when you over there and you like, and can you imagine being in that type of predicament where, because in my opinion, I think Devin can cry. You don't make it that far unless you can have some type of pop, some type of snap to get somebody off you. But, but my thing is that I think it's his positioning when he punches a little bit, his shifting that needs some work. But I mean, bruh, what can you do? We talked about this a few months ago on DMV Boxing Legends. We talked about it. We said, man, what can he do? Where can he go? Like, where can he go? What can he do? You got 140, and you say you get too big for that. You just fought there once, and you gonna go to 47. Can you punch to keep them off you at 47? Okay, so you can't go to 35 because you say you feel weak, and the last time we saw you at 35, you look like Skeletor when you got on the damn scale. But moving on to 40, and yet you go to 40, and now you can't just yell at people at the weigh-in when you're doing the face-off and say, "Hey, yeah, you too small, you too small, you too small, you too small," and then your dad, while you doing this in the corner, your father go, "Yeah, too small, too small." And I'm like, because I'm gonna tell you something, boy. Like you kind of in a predicament, my dude. Like you walking around like your stuff don't stink, and yeah, my god brother standing over there who feel like he just got robbed in his last fight. Like you really want to fight a dude? Yeah, like I've been in that situation a little bit where a dude who felt like he got robbed and you got to fight him. It's like I ain't doing it. I wasn't the judges, my dude. I wasn't the judges, my boy. Where was you? That ain't got shit to do with me. Alright. I think I gotta keep this motherfucker turning all night to keep him away from me. Take some starch out this dude. Man, I was throwing them body shots like I had my life depending on it because it did. But yo, you gonna sit there and look across the ring and you see Sweezy, who his main thing ain't to just skip to you or no, he walks right to my oh my god, dang. It's like no. No. So I mean, and at a certain amount of time, man, whether it's Tweezy or not, we in that era now in boxing where they not going to just pacify you to be like, keep giving you soft touches, especially now coming off of that situation with Ryan. It's like, okay, now he got to show and prove. You got this. Commissioner gave you that. Cool. Now you got to show up. He's going to get a soft touch. I believe that they're going to give him a soft touch, but after that, even if they throw him in there with the kid who that Tweezy fought. Oh, they call him what do they call? They call him the Bumblebee or something like that. Let me go to Tweezy's box right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. There you go. There he is. Yeah. Buelo. Alberto Buelo. Even if he fought Alberto Buelo, the guy who basically they gave the fight to against Tweezy. Okay, so he fights him. Y'all know that dude's height and that dude's length. That dude's height and length is a lot to deal with. So in that case, what if he fights him? What if he fights Puello? What if he fights Puello? How's that gonna go? How's that gonna go? I don't see it. I'm just keeping it all the way real with you. I don't see him beating him either. I don't. Keeping it all the way tall with you, fool. I don't see that happening. But I gotta get up early again to help do my due diligence and help other people's family members, man, which I'm happy to do. Once again, shout out to our sponsors, El Paso Route 1, Raw Vegan, Charm by Shay. Shout out to The Drop. Oh, man, once again, like I always say, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Y'all ain't have to, man. Y'all come and just listen to me talk boxing. And no, I ain't talking about that, Uncle She. No, 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 no. You can't make me. Nah, man. Like, he wanted me to go back and run through. What do I think about Tank and Lamar Roach? Is it a done? Firstly, Uncle She, real quick in the chat. Is it a done deal? Is it a done deal? Timing your response. Okay, all right, cool. There you go. Listen. Interesting. That's a hard sell. From what I heard it, I don't think it'll be a hard sell for here. And I know from what I've been told, Tank really enjoyed coming back home and fighting here. This is like his second home. He knows these streets just as well as he knows Baltimore streets. And he's like, they had the easiest time with our commission than he's ever had. So I would like to see Lamar Roach get that payday. I know that. That's that for damn sure. I know. I would really love to see that. I really would like to have him get his just due. And with his last performance, that's a good staple for even though I would have loved to have seen Lamont fight O'Shaquie Foster, because I think I mentioned a few shows ago, then beating Alvarez, then if he gets the Tank fight or whatever, because he fought on Pro Box, and they would have put it on ESPN or Pro Box, and then if he would have fought Alvarez, they really would have then he really would have fought on ESPN. That would have boosted the profile more. And then boom, I really would have enjoyed that. But either way, that money come, you gotta take it when it come, man. Sometimes, get it, you might not ever get a shot like this again. So I don't want to go too deep into particulars. Those two are my good friends. I'm just happy for both of them, but I'm gonna go ahead and save everything I am going to save them when that time comes. Because if it does come, man, it's gonna be a parade in the city for both guys, man. I already see that coming. It's gonna be a beautiful night. Because no matter what, they both gonna show up. I know how hard Lamont's worked to get back after his first title loss to get to where he is, and how high he feels right now. He gonna show up. He gonna show up. But eyes be tired. Good night, y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by Junior the Golden Boy Show, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Till next time. See y'all next week.